Bakersfield police officer has died from complications of valley fever. A local marijuana advocate continues the fight to keep his firearms, and another body is recovered from the Kern River this weekend. This is 17 News at noon. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. Bakersfield police are mourning the loss of one of their own. Detective Kevin Hawk died yesterday of complications from valley fever, according to Kern Law Enforcement Association. Dozens of people posted condolences to the Hawk family on the KLEA Facebook page. Valley fever comes as a result of the illness common to the Central Valley and is caused by a fungus that lives in the soil and dirt. According to Kern County public health officials, there were 2,937 valley fever cases in 2018. That's a 7% increase from 2017 and the highest amount of cases since 1992. People and animals can contract the illness by breathing in the fungus spores. Symptoms can include fever, cough, chest pain, muscle or joint aches, tiredness, headaches, weight loss, and a rash. In rare cases, the illness can lead to death. There's a vigil planned for tonight for Detective Hawk in front of Bakersfield Police Department on Truxton Avenue at 8 p.m. It's being hosted by the Thin Line Foundation. 4 more people are under arrest in connection to the shooting that happened in Quailwood more than a week ago. Dozens of shots rang out Saturday, August 17th in the quiet southwest Bakersfield neighborhood after a party. No one was hit, but several unoccupied vehicles were. This morning, police announced they'd arrested 39-year-old Travis Smith, 38-year-old Damon Morris, 40-year-old Tyrone Foreman, and 32-year-old Jimmy Stewart on various gun and gang charges. 4 other men, Jonathan Ray Knight, Ricky Allen, Paul Arthur Frausto, and J.P. Cheney, have each pleaded not guilty in connection to the incident. Local cannabis activist David Abbasi was back in court this morning as he fights to keep his guns. Lawyers representing KCSO and BPD argue that Abbasi's behavior in recent months is raising red flags about his emotional state. They point to an outburst at a Board of Supervisors meeting last spring, so they're going after 5 guns Abbasi owns, concerned he might turn them on others. But court documents obtained by 17 News reveal 5 witnesses in the case argue Abbasi isn't a threat. 3 other witnesses signed declarations for the court stating they don't believe Abbasi is a threat. This morning, the attorney representing Fernando Jara requested the judge quash the subpoena that was served to Jara. Abbasi wanted to cross-examine Jara in the case, and the judge agreed to quash that subpoena because Abbasi himself served it, which is not allowed. The hearing this morning was continued until October. A flash fire at Buena Vista Lake sent more than half a dozen people, including kids, to the hospital. It happened yesterday morning. Firefighters are still trying to figure out how the fire sparked, but they think a family was fueling their boat when it happened. The fire spread from the dock area to the lake store nearby. Flames badly burned 8 people, 4 of whom were kids. Paramedics rushed them all to the hospital. 2 had to be taken via helicopter. Health officials don't believe there is any contamination to the lake. They also say there was no visible damage to the dock and fueling station. There's a GoFundMe page for one of the families who was hurt in the fire, and we've posted a link to that on our website, kget.com. Yet another body has been pulled from the fast-moving waters of the killer Kern. Yesterday afternoon, KCSO search and rescue crews got a call about a report of a body in the river. Crews recovered the body about a half-mile down from Keysville. The victim's identity has not been released. 7 people have died in the river so far this year. An 11-year-old girl who went missing in the Keysville area in late June remains missing. It's back to school at CSUB today. The fall semester officially kicks off. Today marks CSUB's 50th first day. The university says it will welcome a record 11,380 new and returning students to both its Bakersfield and Antelope Valley campuses. Many freshmen and transfer students spent the weekend moving into on-campus housing and participating in activities to get them excited for the new school year. It's also the first day of the fall semester at Bakersfield College. Renegades were asked to stop by a tent for a welcome free donut this morning while supplies lasted. Director of Student Life recommends students arrive early for classes for the first 2 weeks and carpool, bike, or get dropped off if they can, as campus is expected to be very busy. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at your forecast. We're in the midst of a heat wave. Kevin is cooling off in his backyard this afternoon. He's got some friends with him too, Kev.
Yeah, you know what today is? It's National Pet Day. And so Maddie and I were talking and we said, hey, why don't we go on the road for noon? National Pet Day. So if you have a pet, make sure you give them lots of love today. And then we also were like, hey, it's hot. So why don't we have a little bit of pool time all at the same time? So I'll tell you, have the best job in the world. We can go out on location and enjoy the weather and enjoy our pets. And one thing I always stress on these hot days is making sure they have plenty of shade and water. I have a lot of shade for my pets when they are outdoors, and that's very important as we continue to see these warm temperatures. Let's take a look at them right now and see what we've got going on. We've got temperatures right now already in the 90s. 93 degrees in Bakersfield and just a light wind out of the west. As we take a look at temperatures as we go throughout today, you can see our almanac overnight. We were at 76, and our normal for this time of year is 94, with a record of 107 set back in 2010. So you can see where our temperatures have lied. And I'm going to have much more because tomorrow's going to be even warmer. So you'll probably want to find a place to cool down and make sure these lovable pets have, again, lots of water and lots of shade. That's all coming your way in just a few minutes, Maddie. She wants the bacon.
You better give it to her. All right. Thanks so much, Kev. National news now. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg visited the University of Buffalo today following a treatment this month for a tumor on her pancreas. Justice Ginsburg spent part of the day speaking and teaching students at the university's School of Law. She was also presented with an honorary degree. Last week, the Supreme Court issued a statement stating Ginsburg underwent a round of treatment for a cancerous tumor on her pancreas. The 3-week radiation treatment was performed at a cancer center in New York City after doctors discovered a localized malignant tumor on her pancreas last month. In the statement, the court said there is no evidence of disease anywhere else in her body. Justice Ginsburg will continue to have periodic blood tests and scans. No further treatment is needed at this time. President Donald Trump facing pressure to scale back a U.S.-China trade war contributing to a global economic slowdown, claimed today that serious talks will begin soon, although another round has been expected in Washington in September. NBC's Helly Jackson reports from France, where the president is attending the G7 summit.
From the president, new positivity this morning about trade talks with China.
The vice chairman of China came out that he wants to see a deal made. He wants it to be made under calm conditions. And the longer they wait, the harder it is to put it back.
The outreach from Beijing may be a step toward ending the trade war that's hurting farmers in America and roiling the markets on Wall Street.
And they want to get something done. Now, maybe it won't get done, but this is the first time I've seen them where they really do want to make a deal.
It comes after the president seemed to soften his stance on China Sunday, suggesting he had some regrets.
Any second thoughts on escalating the trade war with China?
Yeah, for sure. Why not?
Second thoughts?
Might as well.
You have second thoughts about escalating the war with China?
I have second thoughts about everything.
But hours later, White House aides appeared to have second thoughts about those second thoughts, insisting the president's remarks were misinterpreted. Despite divides with the president on trade, leaders at the G7 have been treading gingerly, hoping to avoid a blow-up like they've seen at past summits. And even an unexpected visitor hasn't seemed to set the president off. The Iranian foreign minister, invited by the French as President Emmanuel Macron tries to show he's making progress on his push to de-escalate tensions over Iran's nuclear program. President Trump says Macron asked his permission to invite Javad Zarif.
I don't consider that disrespectful at all, especially when he asked me for approval. I think it's too soon to meet. I didn't want to meet.
Well, multiple sources tell NBC News that some in the administration were angry with the French's invitation to Zarif. President Trump himself said there was great unity inside the G7 on that topic. Back to you.
A memorial's planned today for a 22-year-old woman who once went to Garces Memorial High School, who was found murdered a week ago in Dallas. Sarah Hudson's body was discovered inside a burning SUV on her 22nd birthday. Police said their investigation led them to believe Hudson was likely killed before the fire. Officers arrested 49-year-old Glenn Richter. He's now behind bars being charged with capital murder. Hudson attended Garces, but she also spent part of her childhood in Dallas and returned there after graduating from the University of Arkansas this past spring. It was an extreme makeover takeover this weekend. Hundreds of volunteers and TV crews spent hours building a new home for a Bakersfield family. Extreme Makeover Home Edition volunteer and contractor Greg Balfons said yesterday was day 4 of the project, and the show's crew has been amazed at how quickly the community has come together to help out this family in need.
The way that this community comes together and just supports this project is crazy. You know, we got hundreds and hundreds of volunteers coming here throughout the day, throughout the night. We have 20 volunteers at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just picking up trash, bringing water to these contractors, and the subcontractors are out here just working. It's hot outside. It's just, it's a total team effort, and the Bakersfield community has been killing it as far as just coming out here to help out.
Construction on the house is expected to be done by Wednesday. Attention Amazon shoppers, a new report calls out dozens of products for being unsafe and even banned by federal regulators. Plus, safe sleep for infants is a topic we cover extensively here at KGET. But after more than a dozen babies have died in Kern County so far this year, as a result of unsafe sleeping, a dire warning for new parents is next. Your 17 Health Watch is after the break. All right, we're back here at 12:12 this afternoon. Kevin's cooling off a little bit, I think, because we're in the midst of a little heat wave here. Kev, I'm so jealous.
Why do I listen to you? This was Maddie's request that I get in my pool at noon.
I wanted you laying on a raft, actually.
Well, I was going to try, but I didn't want to get electrocuted. So I decided to come by the side of the pool. It is definitely a hot day to enjoy the nice pool or a water park or a spray park today, because temperatures are going to be at the triple digits again, and even a little bit warmer as we head into tomorrow. And you can see, as I was showcasing my pups for National Pet Day, make sure you have plenty of water and shade for the pups as well. Let's get right to the temperatures and talk about it, because we're already into the 90s right now in most valley locations, and that's the way we're going to keep it as we head into the afternoon. In fact, it even get a little bit warmer. Right now, we've got temperatures into the 90s in all valley locations. So if you are going to be out and about, and hey, Maddie, guess what? You're going to laugh at this, but just in the time that I was out here waiting for this live shot, it's so hot out here that I think my iPad that I control our graphics with have not been my friend. Let me see. Here we go. I think I got it, Maddie. All right, here we go. 93 in Bakersfield right now, and up in the mountains, 86. Finally, it's actually going to be nice to me. As you can see on the satellite and radar, not a lot happening. There are a few high clouds out here, but that is about it, and that's helped to bring up our humidity values.
All right, well, sounds like, unfortunately, we lost Kevin there for a minute. We'll try and get the full 7-day from him coming up in a few. Still ahead, we all dread it. The lights in the rearview mirror when you realize you're being pulled over. We'll look into the most used and most effective excuses to get out of a ticket.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
All right, welcome back, and we're taking a look at Wall Street right now, and stocks are rebounding a bit today. Right now, the Dow is up 221 points so far in trading, and the Nasdaq is up about 84 points. S&P 500 up 24. This all comes after, again, the renewed optimism from President Trump about getting back to the table with China for trade talks. Let's go ahead and check out oil prices while we're at it as well. West Texas Intermediate, however, is still dropping today. It's down to $53.78 a barrel. And Midway Sunset started the day at $56.17 a barrel. Watch what you're buying online. A new investigation found thousands of unsafe or mislabeled products on Amazon. The Wall Street Journal reports some third-party sellers are selling potentially unsafe items there. That's according to their investigation, which found more than 4,000 items for sale that federal regulators have banned or declared unsafe. Nearly half of the items were listed as shipping from an Amazon warehouse. Some were even promoted as Amazon's choice. After the findings were brought to Amazon's attention, the Journal said the e-commerce giant took down or adjusted the wording on 57% of those listings. Tens of thousands of AT&T workers are on strike across the Southeast because of what they call unfair labor practices. Among them are hundreds in Memphis who picketed an AT&T facility yesterday. The strike won't affect AT&T cell phone service, but it could affect Uverse cable service. The union that represents the workers claims the utility companies bargaining in bad faith, sending people without the power to make decisions to the negotiating table. In a statement, AT&T says it remains ready to sit down with union leaders to negotiate a new improved contract for our employees. Some of us have broken down in tears, others have used one or more of a long list of excuses, but all of it is just to keep a police officer from writing that speeding ticket. Some research on these roadside pleas for mercy has turned up something that's almost as effective as an excuse. Chris Clackham explains.
When it comes to speeding, a new survey finds the vast majority of us freely admit we do it.
We had 82% admitting that they drive over the speed limit by as much as 15 miles per hour.
So then the survey asked, when stopped by police, what excuse did you use? 24% claimed they didn't realize they were speeding. 18% said they were late for work. Another 14% remarked they were just going as fast as everyone else. There were more excuses, and interestingly, most are effective.
Half of the drivers we surveyed avoided speeding tickets by providing an excuse.
But Michelle Magna with carinsurance.com says the survey found that almost as good as offering an excuse is asking the officer for just a warning.
41% of the drivers we surveyed asked for a warning received it instead of a ticket.
A speeding ticket that comes with fines and auto insurance increases of up to 30%. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Still ahead, the so-called lungs of the earth are on fire. We'll have a look at the new international resources being offered to help get them under control. Back now with world news. An international crisis brewing in Brazil. Fires set to clear land in the rainforest for development are now out of control. Protesters say the effects on the environment will hurt the entire planet. NBC's Carrie Sanders has more from Brazil on this alarming story.
With the Amazon burning at a record rate, Brazil's space agency reporting a staggering number of fires, more than 74,000 since January. The fires purposely set to clear the Amazon jungle for agriculture and cattle grazing. With international protests, the world is demanding action. The crisis taking the world stage at the G7 summit in France. World leaders working on an agreement to help Brazil battle the flames. The Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the planet's oxygen.
This is a rare view above the tree canopy in the Amazon jungle. The so-called lungs of the earth, and to stand here, it is peaceful. Of course, the fear is so much of it is now being destroyed.
The Pope expressing concern for the Amazon on Sunday, a global response to save a region vital to the future of the planet.
While there are now 43,000 troops here to enforce the law, not one person has been arrested for setting these fires. Climate scientists and activists say that is a crime because what's happened here is irreversible. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Rondônia, Brazil.
It's a terrifying thought for parents, finding their newborn suddenly lifeless. But the reality is sudden infant death syndrome is a common issue here in Kern County. What's particularly alarming is that so far this year, 13 babies across the county have died as a result of unsafe sleeping environments. But many parents might ask, what does that unsafe sleep environment entail? And how can you make sure your little one is safe? Vanessa Dillon joins us now with answers to those questions. Vanessa?
Well, Maddie, it's a tragedy no parent should ever live through, yet the Kern County Child Death Review Team comes across cases every year. From 2012 to 2017, the coalition has reported over 40 infant deaths as a result of unsafe sleep environments. While most parents might think it could never happen to their children, experts advise the community to tread on the side of caution, keeping these safety tips in mind.
We on average see 2, sometimes 3 kids die to an unsafe sleep condition. It's hard, you know?
It's an issue experts like Tom Corson, board member of the Child Death Review Team and director for Kern County Network for Children, has had the hardest time processing. What's worse, some parents might think it could never happen to them, but the harsh reality is
it can happen to you. It can definitely happen to you. And there is no bigger loss for a parent than to lose a child and to bury a child. And I don't wish that on anybody.
That's why Corson and other experts are bringing awareness to the issue of an unsafe sleep environment, which could often lead to SIDS or sudden infant death syndrome.
It gets frustrating when I got a stack like this, where there's 2 to 3 to 1 cases in each one of these reports of a kid dying needlessly because they were put in an unsafe sleep environment.
The conversation has been at the top of the county's priority list since the rate of reported SIDS in Kern County in 2017 was double the state rate. It's a clear indicator that the issue isn't going away, and awareness is crucial.
Just in 2019 alone, we're already going to be at 13. And we're not even in the cold part of the year yet.
But many parents may be asking, what exactly defines a safe sleep environment?
A safe sleep environment is a kid in a bed alone, on a tight mattress, on their back, usually in a onesie where they're tight, no blankets, no pillows, nothing around them at all. And that's what we're looking for.
And to clarify the steps for parents, they can always remember the ABCs of safe sleeping. A, being a baby sleeps alone. B, that they be placed on their backs. And C, that infant must always sleep in a crib.
This is preventable. And so why not prevent it? Why not educate?
Thankfully, preventative measures and resources are available to parents now more than ever before.
We've taken a number of different steps. Public health has developed campaigns surrounding safe infant sleep. There's been the establishment of a Safe Sleep Coalition where we have several different agencies that meet monthly to discuss this very issue to ensure that we are accurate and consistent in our messaging.
No matter what, parents must always err on the side of caution and strictly follow the ABCs of safe sleep because the risk can be dire.
Imagine as a parent anything worse than losing a child.
And medical personnel is also the first in the state to be safe sleep certified, meaning staff are obligated to educate new parents during every delivery and doctor visit. You can find more information about SIDS and safe sleep on our website, KGET.com. Just click on the hot link icon. In the newsroom, I'm Vanessa Dillon, 17 News.
We're back after this. All right, we're back with some breaking news just into our newsroom this afternoon. Bakersfield police tell us they are investigating a deadly shooting in the 3200 block of Menachie Meadows Drive. That's off Weibel and Hosking Roads in southwest Bakersfield. We have a 17 News crew on the way to the scene, so we will bring you more as soon as we learn anything else from police. You can download our 17 News app to get updates sent directly to your phone, and of course we'll have the latest on social media and on 17 News at 5 this evening. That's all for us here on 17 News at noon. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back tonight at 5 and 6. Have a great day.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.